Everybody. Hey YouTube, welcome back to Pipe Talks. It's your host Kevin. So I wasn't planning on doing a video. I mean, I've been thinking about what I want to do for video. I wasn't really planning on doing one, but I was sitting down here because I have to can my tobaccos. So I was like, why not just go over what I got and let you guys see, because I am now realizing that I have way more than I thought I did. So tonight, I'm smoking on my neighbor's friend's mixture. So we'll see how it is. His friend in Virginia gave him a bunch of tobacco like 2 years ago. So he gave me some, which was also a surprise because my neighbor, I didn't know he smoked pipes, but he does occasionally. Learn something new every day. But I mean, we've only been here for almost a year. It'll be a year on the 7th. It's funny, like I turn on the camera and I know what I want to talk about, and the second I have this whole conversation with myself in my head, and the second it's on, poof, my brain is empty. So it's back to normal. So let me get this on fire and I'll be right back. So tonight I'm smoking out of the yellow bowl. And this thing is great. It smokes really cool. This was a good investment. It was supposed to be 3, but now it's going to be 4 more pipes coming. This is the problem. I tend to go all out. 1 second, folks. There it is. I might as well tell you what it smells like. It smells a little bit chocolatey and raisiny. It's hard to tell inside right now, but when he was smoking it, so we were both smoking, obviously, and when he was smoking it, the room note was super sweet. Even though we were outside, it was a very sweet smelling smoke. So I'm guessing it's some kind of burley. That's in there. So anyway, back to tonight's topic. So I'm learning, right? And it seems the best way to keep your tobacco fresh and moist is in a mason jar. So I got this 24 pack at Walmart for like, I don't know, $12. So I probably need to get bigger mason jars if I start to get more of like, I guess, these full-size cans. But we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I also just learned that, I guess, keeping it in these like tins with just a plastic lid, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure probably most of the people watching know, it doesn't really stay moist, just because this isn't like a good seal. So like with the mason jar, you have these rubber gaskets, and they're what create tight seals. I mean, any like plumbing work that I've done, it's the same concept, or gas work, I should say, that I've done. It's the same thing. You want that tight seal. So this is out again because I'm talking, or maybe just because that it doesn't stay burning well. I don't know. This is the first time I'm smoking it, so complete blind review. I don't even know what it is. guess I'll just make some chamomile tea. It's late at night and I have an interview tomorrow, so I need to get some rest. So, back to what we're doing. So, these I'm going to keep in the tins as is. So, Peterson Nightcap, you've seen me smoke it on the channel before, I think twice. I think this is probably a good enough seal. So, we're going to leave that one. Peterson's Early Morning Pipe. I haven't even opened this yet, so we're just going to leave it as is. And the date on this one, let's see here. Is there a date on this one? I think there should be. Well, I know it's at least from October of this year. So I'll just put a little mark on it, actually, in case I choose not to open it for a while. There we go, 10/24. So leave that one. Now, this one I should put in the tin, but if I'm going to be honest with you, I think I'm going to smoke this one before it gets too bad. And worst case scenario, I just get some hydration buttons and let it sit for, you know, a couple days, whatever, and rehydrate. So this one we're going to leave in that smaller tin. This is 2 ounce tin? I don't know. Yeah, 2 ounce tin. So what is up next? So we got we're going to call this Sandy's mixture, because, or Sandy's blend, because my neighbor's name is Sandy and I got it from him. So you don't need to watch me put it in, so I'll pause it, be back in a nanosecond. All right, guys, and I'm back. So this is my funnel system. Look at that. Sandy's blend, perfect to the top. All right. So I guess if you're not really paying attention and you start smoking pipes, and you get as into things as I get into things, you start to accrue tobaccos really quickly. Now, I don't know I mean, I'm kind of looking for recommendations. The Christmas blends seem to be hard to find. I know Figgy Pudding. There's like a couple other ones, but I just don't know if like Cornell and Deal or one of the other companies just haven't like really put them out yet. If it's too early, but I would kind of rather have it before Christmas, you know. I'm not a big fan of like everything being out, you know, however many months before Christmas, but it'd be nice to like have it, you know, through December or something, just to have on hand. So this is the Cornell and Deal Black Cherry. You guys, I guess, will watch me fumble around on this one. So the pipes that I have coming, I'll talk a little bit about those. So they're from, they're basically old estate pipes. Medico, I think a Whitehall, and what's the other one? Dr. Grabo. And he's throwing in an extra one just because the meerschaum lining on the inside of it is cracked, and he doesn't feel like it's right to sell it. So that's very kind of him. But you know, he said, you know, as someone who works on these and refurbishes them and sells them, like I can't in good conscience sell you one that is broken. So I'll just you know, give it to you as a thank you for buying these pipes. So like I said, this is the Cornell and Deal Black Cherry. I'm just putting them back in the little box right now. Up next, we got this one. Might be a two canner. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got probably 2.5 ounces left. If not, yeah, this is a 3 ounce bag, and I don't think I've even smoked an ounce of this. But I do like This is the Cornell Deal Apricots and Cream. I think I just said black cherry because I'm dope. But here we go. So I'll get some of that in here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those pipes. He did a completely deghosted them, and then he buffs them out, makes them really nice. So I'm looking forward to getting those in probably sometime next week. I'll make an unboxing video when they arrive, and I'm really looking forward to smoking them. And also, I'm gonna have a video I think coming out probably early next week. So those pipes that I got from, if you go back about a month or so, from the antique shop, they're pretty beat up. So I deghosted them and cleaned up the stems as best as I could. Paul, same guy, Paul Gilson, just had a video out on what he does. So he spent like 5 years learning how to do this stuff. So there's no sense in taking it to the grave. So he was like, I might as well show everybody. So, because a lot of people may think if this is your business, refurbishing and selling pipes, why would you want to teach other people? But it's good to pass along knowledge, and what better way to pass along knowledge than on YouTube? Quite honestly, I mean, it's the second largest search engine in the world. So, anyway, enough of that banter. So, for anyone who's curious about the interview I have tomorrow, it is for a solar company here in Pennsylvania to be an installer. But it's not just solar, it's also generators and split units. Now, those are all things that I really have, quite honestly, no experience working with. I did natural gas for 6 years, so really all my experience in that field just boils down to construction experience. I've spent many years digging and doing different types of plumbing, just for natural gas distribution. And look at that, beautiful. This is the rest of the apricots and cream. And so I had applied on Indeed. I had applied to 2 jobs. One was a natural gas inspector job, and they offered me that position. But long story short, you get your own car, but the way that it covers the whole county, and I already live an hour away from the edge of the county. So on a good day, I could be commuting, say, an hour and 10 minutes, which I'm very much overdoing that. And on a bad day, I could be commuting, hour and a half to 2 hours, and this is each way. So, I mean, I don't want to forfeit any time with my family, even if it's for a little more money. It's just not worth it as far as what my current values are, because I do still own and run a business, but it doesn't require that much of my time during the day. A lot of people that I have meetings with and stuff are on the West Coast. So, if I'm working a job 7 to 3:30, it doesn't really affect anything, because, those meetings are 4, 4:30, 5, and later sometimes. And the other thing, as much as I love spending time with my son, he's not going to be home that much longer. And I can't just sit at home with my wife all day. And my wife does a lot of the admin stuff on the business. So as far as the meetings and stuff go, and networking, that's kind of all, we'll call it after hours. So yeah, so it doesn't hurt to make some extra money. I get back in the workforce, which I do miss doing construction significantly. It's just a good place to work, in my opinion. So up next, we got the Handsome Stranger. So I got 3 blends from Papa Bear. I got Handsome Stranger, Maple Shadows, and Burley Morning Pipe, which I believe you're all aware of. smoked it now twice, I think, on the channel. Anyway, I digress. Let's get that handsome stranger over here. And this might be another. This is 2 ounces. All right, I might be able to get away with this. This is a 2 ounce tin, so we'll see. So yeah, the main point of this video is just to kind of show you guys the tobaccos that I've collected essentially in a month, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it's not all in a month, obviously. Really, the only thing I had before was, well, we'll say it's all in a month, because the only thing I had before was the apricots and cream. And I, again, had only smoked that, you know, between March and October, maybe. We'll say, on the generous side, 4 times. So, getting involved in the YouTube pipe community, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, has definitely made me not only want to smoke more, but expose me to a lot more of what there is to smoke. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to try. I really want to try the plum pudding by Seattle. Was it like Seattle Pipe Club? Something about, and the only reason I want to try it, to be honest with you, is the name sounds appetizing. It just sounds like something that I would want to try. Obviously, it's very highly revered. For anyone who's like seen YouTube videos of it, it is very highly talked about. But definitely not something, I guess, that you would smoke all the time. It is expensive. It's like $40 for a 4 ounce tin, which is a lot of tobacco, but I mean, that's $10 an ounce. That's pretty, that's definitely the premier price, we'll put it that way, for talking about pipe tobacco. So, I am going to need 2 tins for this. That is a shame, because it only comes with 1 sticker. And like a dummy, I put the Burley Morning pipe sticker on my water bottle. So, smart. Well done, Kevin. Well done. So let's see here. So we got that one. Just want to make sure they're all on tight before I move on. Obviously, I got to do one more of the Burley Morning pipe tins or jars. So this is I got to do a count here, but my total number of tobacco has grown about tenfold, I think. If we're using real measurements here, I think it comes out to about tenfold. If I went from 1 to 10. And I also realized that I'm not even smoking my pipe now. So yeah, so that solar company called me, and they were like, you know, or they messaged me on Indeed and was like, you know, can we, you know, talk to you on the phone, like a 10-minute phone call. And this was the day that I was supposed to have that gas interview, which was on Teams. I think interviews on Teams, I prefer to do stuff in person. It's just too informal, even when it is formal, to do stuff online. Like, it seems less real. Like, I'm sure there's people who watch me that I have no idea who they are, and they, you know, maybe they watch me every time, and it's like, you know me, you may know me, but I have no idea who you are. And that's kind of how it feels doing, like, sorry, 1 second. That's how it feels doing like interviews and stuff, just having meetings on the internet. It's like, yeah, like I see you, but you know, it's just not the same as physically being there with you. So this gas company, or the solar company, called me, and they were like, you know, 10 minutes, real quick, whatever. Make a long story short, it was almost an hour and almost ran into my interview. So I was like, oh God. And it went really well. And they wanted to have like an actual interview. It's now going to be tomorrow at 8:30. So that's exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to it. It seems like they want to hire me. We had a really good phone conversation, so I don't know what else they would ask me as far as like an interview process goes, because I mean, we talked about pretty much everything down to salary negotiations. So I think it's just kind of like they want to see that I'm a real person and just kind of get a better feel for me and who I am. And it'll help because I'll get a better feel of who they are too. I worked for the utility company I worked for was like a pretty big corporation, and for those of you who work for corporations know it sucks. And when I was having that interview with the gas company, it was I was getting those like same feelings where it's like, yeah, it would be good because I'd be getting in on basically the ground floor of this new program they're launching, and I'd be getting hired as a senior inspector because I have a lot of experience. But there's just something in the interview that I was like, I don't know, man, something just doesn't feel right. But the phone call with the solar people, it just felt really good. They only have 9 employees, so it's a lot more personal. He said that, he's got a family. He likes to be home with his family, so they don't really work overtime or anything. And I was like, well, now you're speaking my language, because I feel the same way. I don't want to not spend any time with my kids because they're only little for so long. And those of you with kids, or even grandkids, maybe some of you, and if you're fortunate enough, great grandkids, know the same, have this probably a similar feeling, where you just don't want to miss that stuff. It's so quick in the grand scheme of things. It's such a little blip in life overall. It's crazy. Like, my son is already 2. I can't believe it. My daughter's gonna be 8. I can't believe it. My wife and I have been together for 8 years. Can't believe it. And I spent a lot of time working a lot of hours when I was with the utility company, and if I cannot do that and still live comfortably and support my family, then I will be a very happy man. Speaking of which, I got a new shed today, because when we moved here, a tree fell on the one that was here. So that one did not last long. Burley Morning Pipe smells so good. So this is Burley Morning Pipe, by the way. Shout outs to Papa Bear coming through with some delicious tobaccos. As one burley enjoyer to another. This stuff is good. And I'm gonna need another tin. Gotta make some more electrical tape labels. But one of the other things that's nice with this solar company is they're basically gonna put me, so they're looking to scale, so they're gonna put me, they've never done this before, but they're gonna essentially train me and put me like a probationary period, which is great because I get more money when it's over, and if it doesn't work out, we both walk away. No harm, no foul, but either way, I get 3 months of learning a new skill that I otherwise would not have gotten. So that's nice. Maple Shadows, apricots and cream. Okay. So I think the only one left here officially is the Haunted Bookshop, which put me on my ass. And I don't think it had anything to do with whether or not I ate. It's just the vitamin N in this is big time. This is for a real smoker. This is for someone, if you smoke a lot or if you're coming off cigarettes, Haunted Bookshop is probably, now granted, I'm not an experienced smoker, but if I had to recommend, let's say to my aunt who smokes cigarettes, if I had to recommend a tobacco to her, it would be Haunted Bookshop, because it has that true nicotine content that, you know, some smokers are looking for to get that little head buzz. So I think I'm going to regroup here and make sure, and we'll see everything that I've collected in the last 30-ish days. So we've got Cornell and Diehl Apricots and Cream. I definitely enjoy this blend, and I recommend trying it if you know, if that's your thing. I think Cornell and Diehl does a really good job at what they do, and that's blend tobacco. We got Handsome Stranger. Thank you, Papa Bear. We've got Early Morning Pipe. This stuff's good too. I don't remember, I feel like I've only smoked Handsome Stranger maybe once, so I don't know if I could really give my opinions on it, especially because I don't really remember. We got Cornell and Diehl Black Cherry, Maple Shadows, Sutliff, which is no more, according to some YouTube presenters, and I haven't fact-checked it, so I'm just going to say it isn't. It is no more. All right. Then we've got the Sandy Special, aka Who Knows. So all in all, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Cornell and Diehl Haunted Bookshop. And just for good measure, we've also got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we got Maple Street by Sutliff, right? Yeah, this is Sutliff. Formerly Sutliff, I guess. Cornell and Diehl Autumn Evenings. I think this is my favorite one that I own, but I really like to smoke it outside. It's not as good sitting here for whatever reason. Like if I'm in the woods or something, like, or on my front porch, this is the one. And then we've got Peterson's ever so popular Early Morning Pipe and Nightcap. So thank you all for tuning in with me. Look for my video in the coming days or so, like 4 or 5 days, maybe Monday, on the pipes that I cleaned up and how they looked and how they're looking now. And then I think at the end of that video, I'll probably give each of them, like, you know, a quarter bowl or whatever and see how they're smoking. So thanks for checking me out. As always, have a good day, night, whatever, and catch you next time.